Hi, welcome to the video. So today I'm going to talk about and demonstrate fingerings for the tune-up for string 7th arpeggios. I've already done a few videos on this, but there were other positions. This time I'm going to be doing first inversions. So if you want to see one on root position or third inversions, go to the playlist, and that will have those along with another video on how to blend them together. So these work good if you don't like sweep picking, because you can alternate pick or economy pick. It's 2 notes per string, so same as if you're playing like a pentatonic scale. Now, they also work good to blend in with scales because they fit right in. So for example, if I take this C major 7, I could go then right into a scale and blends right in, or it could be playing a scale and come back down the arpeggio. Or here's a little lick from a piece I wrote. There's that same shape. And at the end there, I combined that one with the root position 2 note per string to actually create a minor 9 arpeggio. Okay, so let's jump into these fingerings. They're pretty straightforward, and realize that you don't, even though I'm showing you all the possibilities for the key as far as crossing B string and the 4 different varieties, you don't have to use them all. Part of the advantage of having different fingerings like root position, first inversion, third inversion, etc., is you might like, for example, I really like minor 7s in root position. But for major 7s, I like the third inversions or the first inversions better. So find the ones you like best and use those. You don't have to use them all equally. Okay, let's just go and jump into this. So if I'm doing, and all this will be on tabbed out, including the licks that I'm playing and all the fingerings. So if I play a major 7, what I'm actually starting on, this comes from this arpeggio, if you know this one. I'm just leaving off the root, so I'm starting on the third instead of the root. Remember, a major 7 is just 1, 3, 5, 7. So I'm starting on the third, which makes it the first inversion. If I started on the 5th, it would be a second inversion, and the 7th would be a third inversion because I'm just moving one note further into the arpeggio. So that gives me this shape, which the nice thing is it's just on 2 strings, no sweeping required, and again it blends right in with the other stuff. So now if I want a dominant 7, all I have to do is lower the 7th 1 fret. So that would be a C7 instead of C major 7. Now on all these, the root is the last note if I'm starting in the bass and then ascending. But that's also if I start on and descend, I'm actually starting on the root. So you might prefer it sometimes in a descending position. Okay, so now if I want a minor 7, all I need to do is, since this is the third, I need to flat that. It has, and this would be a C minor 7, it still has the same flat 7 as the dominant 7. Now if I want a minor 7 flat 5, I need to lower that 5 also. So now this is one you might also shift forward. Some of these I will use stay in position, some of them I'll use as a way to shift forward. So now let's go and play that across the neck in a key. And at the end I'll show the tab and I'll play the licks. Remember, the tab you can always download on my Patreon page, and the link will be in the description. And it's always free to everyone. If you want to become a member and donate, that's great, because I'm not monetized, so that helps me to not lose money on these, at least, you know, maybe make a couple dollars anyways, because most of the time I've lost money on these. Okay, so I'm going to start on the 4th string, going to 3rd string. So the first one will be that C major 7. Again, basically all I'm doing is playing a triad arpeggio and then adding one more note to it. So in this case it's an E minor triad, and when I add this note, then it could be considered a C major 7. Now if I move forward one note to start on the F, my root will be then the D minor, so D minor 7. On the page I wrote them as with a slash, with the bass note afterwards and the name of the chord first. So I just did the D, now I'm going to move up and do the E. And on this you could use either finger, it's just kind of a stretch on these higher ones to reach up with the pinky for this, so I usually use 2nd finger until I'm up higher, and then you could use either one. Okay, F major 7, G7, so that's your dominant 7 in the key. Again, at this point you can switch fingers if you want to. That's my A minor 7. And then there's my B minor 7 flat 5. Okay, let's go and do them crossing the B string too. Now, if you don't like some of the B string ones because they're kind of stretched out, that's fine. There's so many options you play for arpeggios. I'm just trying to give you as many options as possible. So the first one, because these notes are moved forward, what was for like a F would be this. Now for an F, it's pushed forward on the B string. And then I'm going to go and move up to B. That gives me my G7. And then that gives me my A minor 7. Now on this one, you could use this fingering, but I would probably jump up to this and maybe stay in that position. If you notice, this is actually right from like a pentatonic scale. You're just leaving off this note. And then I'm going to move to the D, starting on the D, which actually gives me my B minor 7 flat 5. And then that was the C major. And again, you can shift, and that would be my D minor, and then my E minor. Again, all that's tabbed out, so don't worry about having to memorize it all. Pick a couple fingers you like and start working them into your playing is what I'd recommend. So now if I go ahead and play the licks I played earlier slowly and kind of explain a little bit more. The original one, basically hit open D note, then hitting the D. Now this is from in the key of D, it's from a D major 7 here, so I'm just emphasizing some of the notes so it doesn't sound as much like arpeggio, what we usually think of as arpeggios, which is fast runs. Well, that's just a straight arpeggio. Then I'm taking on there, I've got that same D major 7, and then that's blending in. These two notes are the same as the B minor 7. So the only note that's different from a B minor 7 is I'm adding this note, which is the 2 or 9, so it makes it B minor 9. Okay, and then like I did earlier, if I'm just back in the key of C major, I can run down the scale and come back up the arpeggio, or I can go up the arpeggio and then add a scale at the end. Okay, so kind of a quick one. Oh, one other thing to mention, and I'll go and show the tab, is when you play that A minor 7, you're actually starting on a C. Well, the notes of A minor 7 and C6 are the same. So the C6 is just the 1, 3, 5, 6, and that's actually root position C6, or like we were talking about already, first inversion of the A minor 7. So you can also use it in the context of a major 6. All right, let's go and look at the paper. So first line is just the one showing them all in the same position, the 4 different types. Then the next line is showing them across the fingering, so it would work on any string that doesn't cross a B string, basically. Next one, crossing the B string, and then the licks. And that first lick is from a song I'm currently writing there. I'll probably put out next week. It's an instrumental. It's about 1 minute and 45 seconds long. I'm still in the process of getting it down, but I should have it done by next week. Okay, thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. Otherwise, click like or leave a comment. Any of that stuff helps me with my algorithm to get viewed more. And thanks for watching.